up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we'll be making a scrap wood end table out of some 2x6, some old plywood, and you're probably gonna want some stain. Today I'm using red oak from the hardware store, a tape measure, a saw, and that's really it. So if we get started down here, we're gonna take our tape measure. And you can make this any size you want, doesn't really matter. You're gonna take it, and for me, you're gonna measure it out 21 or so inches. You're gonna go over and cut that on the miter saw. That's what you're gonna do now. You're gonna take it, and you're gonna, whatever wood you're using, you're gonna cut it in half. So for this, it's 2x6, so you're just gonna put it at 2 3/4. You're just gonna take it over to the table saw, and you're gonna chop it up. Let's go do that. Alright, so for this next part, you're gonna take your plywood. You're gonna measure in from the edge. For me, I'm doing a 10. And I'm coming down 10 inches or so. And I'm gonna straight line. Kind of come over to here. Doing a straight line here. And then you'll just set it right down. And then you're just gonna cut this out. You should be ready for the next part. Alright, now that you got all your legs and your 2 panels right here, you're just going to sand them all down nice and smooth so you can get ready to stain them and put them together. so once you got everything sanded down, I forgot to mention, we're gonna make little 1 by 2 inch pieces of plywood. We're gonna sand these too. And these are gonna go, we're gonna staple these on, and it's gonna hold up our little piece of wood, right on our legs. It's gonna kind of go there, and then our wood's gonna sit on that. And that's what's gonna sit on. But first, let's get the staining, shall we? Alright, so now we're just gonna kind of take some stain, and we're just gonna brush it in. This is plywood, so it'll probably absorb it pretty quickly. That's okay. Make sure you get all the crevices. This plywood is, again, this is more or less like a scrap wood build here. This is super, super bumpy plywood that we have. This isn't at all high quality, but it's still gonna look good, right? Alright, so we'll let that soak in. Kind of get the edges a little bit nice and smooth on the edges. Make sure you got everything sanded too. That's one of the major parts. Alright, then you'll just let that sit for a few minutes, and then you'll just do the rest of it just like that. And yeah, that's about it. Alright, so once you've let this sit for a little while, you're going to take a rag and you're just going to kind of wipe it off. Just get all the wet stuff off, nice, all the heavy stuff. You only have to get the edges with the rag because it's all soaked in already. Alright, so it's the same process for the entire piece. It's put on, let it sit, and then wipe it off. But these are easier. You just put it on, do another one, wipe this one off, put it on, wipe this one off. It's pretty simple. And just do that for everything. That's about it. And we'll see you when we're ready to put together. For assembly. You got all your little blocks stained, all your tabletops. And all you're gonna need is a 1-inch brad nailer, or however thick your plywood is. So what you're gonna do first, you're gonna take your tape measure. You're gonna measure up 6 inches on the flat side of your 2x4, and you're gonna put a block right at 6. And if that should, just like that. Then you're gonna take your and just staple that in. And that's at 6 inches right there. And you're just gonna do that with all 3. And you're just gonna thread it in. And you're just gonna take it. 1, make sure it's nice and tight. 2, again, nice and tight. 3, 4, and then you're just gonna go back around. And that's about it. And we'll just head into an outro real quick. All right, guys, what's up? So this is a little more complex, a little harder than the fishing rod holder that we did last episode, but still really easy. Just like one 4-foot 2x6, rip it down in the middle, a little bit of plywood, just some staples, some stain, and it looks really good. One thing is it is super strong. You can sit on it. If it's this height, you can use it as a nice little stool, kind of hang around with your buds. You can use it as a side table on your bed if you need to, if you make it a little taller. It's got 2 shelves, one to stabilize and one up top to put like a lamp or some water in. And that's about it. If you guys will please like and subscribe, and check out my buddy's Captain Pete YouTube channel, and he's helping me out a lot on these videos, and it really did mean a lot to both of us. If you went over and helped them, check them out. So if you enjoyed this one, hit that like, and I'll see you in the next one.